Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the fourth cup of coffee. If you're new here, welcome. We talk about love, life, work, reflections, everything in between. I've got my coffee today, actually. I've got a lovely French press coffee that I'm just going to pour because I've realized in my previous videos, even though it's called the fourth cup of coffee, I don't even have coffee. That's terrible of me. Today, I'm drinking Lavazza. And it's 100% Arabica beans, intensity 5 out of 10. I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, so far I'm really liking it. It's really nice, actually. Today I just want to talk about all the parts of ourselves that stop us from living. And I want to share an experience that I had, which was a deeply learning experience for me personally. So I had a paddle tournament today, which I signed up for a couple of weeks ago. And the amount of resistance, internal resistance that I got to actually showing up to this paddle tournament was insane. And I don't know if anyone else can relate, where procrastination and just pressure, internal pressure, stops you from doing things, or you avoid things because of out of fear. And this can be fear of disappointing yourself, disappointing other people, embarrassment, shame, whatever have you. But I just like to talk about this experience because I literally was didn't think about it very much after I signed up for it. And then as the day got closer, I just have this internal habit of wanting to avoid it and sudden loss of motivation that my brain manages to convince me that I don't want to do this thing. And it can sometimes work on me, right? I can seriously convince myself that actually I don't think I really want to do that, but that's the trap. And I'll tell you why. And usually the instinctive part of you that signs up to do whatever you want to do, signing up for that paddle tournament, for example, that's the part of you that's really unfiltered, really authentic, and comes from this gut feeling of you being really excited about something. And then your mind gets involved, and usually your mind then starts telling these stories about how you're not going to enjoy it, you're going to be disappointed, people are going to watch you, you're going to be really embarrassed. And that's exactly what happened to me, and what's been happening to me with quite a few things. So I spoke in my previous videos about having this sort of creative block recently, where I cannot for the life of me get myself to just sit down and do the things I'm interested in, which is things like art. And now I realize I also have it with sport, which is insane. But anyway, I wanted to go a little bit into this this experience that I had today because I thought it would be really valuable and useful to talk about. So I end up going, and as I'm approaching this paddle game, I've just got this sickly feeling in my stomach, I'm being driven there in the car, and I'm really withdrawn, and I can't speak much, and I just don't, and I'm almost internally irritable at anyone who speaks to me because I'm just internally, I think I'm struggling because I'm actually really scared, or I'm fearing something about this paddle tournament, which, FYI, just for context, is really low stakes. Nobody cares about this tournament. It is a local tournament. It's nothing. It costs about £20 to sign up for it. I know that's a lot of money for a lot of people, but it wasn't a high stakes game for me. Okay, so by any measure, it was fine. No one's watching. It's okay. But for some reason, as I was going there, I was just having this I don't know, blood drained from my face almost. And I'm describing it dramatically, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited. None of those feelings that I had when I first signed up for it were actually present. And I don't know if this has happened to anyone else. And this is what usually prevents me from doing things which otherwise would make me feel joy. And I just wanted to talk about how these parts of ourselves that step in and don't let us feel this joy that we're meant to feel, or stop us from doing things, prevent us from doing things out of fear. I just think it's something that needs to be talked about, because what I realized is I had this really fierce protector part of me, right? This fragmented part of myself. And usually this is what it relates to, because I don't think we talk about this enough, especially people used to say procrastination is something you just need to bulldoze your way through. And I tried that for so many years and it did not work, and it backfired to the point where Sorry guys, I know I'm speaking really, really fast, but it backfired to the point where now even doing something like a small paddle tournament, and I used to do sports events all the time, it's really, really difficult for me because I did so much of what I didn't want to do and I didn't understand for so long. So now I'm thinking, actually, I need more than that. I need to actually understand why I have this internal resistance in me to things that bring me joy. And guys, I think I've kind of figured it out. So I started really like giving myself a pep talk while I was in the car being driven to this paddle tournament. And I started to like really try and listen to what I was afraid of, or like I started to think of it as like, okay, there is this protector part in me that really doesn't want me to get hurt in some way. Like, and this is based on, this protector has formed its identity based on past experiences where I've been hurt or disappointed or embarrassed or ashamed of something that I've tried, or a point in my life where I've taken risks and I didn't get the comfort after taking those risks and after that disappointment that maybe I needed. So this protector part on me formed and is like, okay, in order to combat that, I'm going to stop you from trying so that you never experience hurt again in your life. And I was just like, I think I figured it out, you know? And then I started speaking to this protector part in me, and I heard, you know, all of the things like you don't really like this, you don't really want to do this. I was like, what are you afraid of? And it's like, well, I'm afraid that if I was afraid that if I didn't do well enough, then I wasn't good enough, or like it somehow was tied to my worth, or I was really afraid that I'd be really embarrassed. I wouldn't win anything, or I wouldn't have. And it kept telling me, you're not going to have a good time, you're not going to have fun, you're not going to. And I almost believed it. I almost believed it. But then at the same time, it was also telling me that it was trying to protect me, right? So instead of listening to it, I thanked this protector side of me for trying to protect my inner child or me. I said, but this is not really helping. I told her, but thank you so much. I can see what you're trying to do for me here. And this might seem really, really cringe, but it really helped me, guys. So yeah. And then I just told her, I kindly asked her to step aside so I could speak to my inner child, and that I've got this, and the adult version of me now has got this, because the adult version of me can handle a paddle tournament and any outcome of the paddle tournament and be okay. So then I spoke to my inner child, and then I told myself, I said to myself, you know, no matter what the outcome, I'm really, really proud of you for even trying, for going for this. This is your first paddle tournament, and the aim is to enjoy yourself, and that I'd be proud of you whatever happens. And I'm right here. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to abandon you, and that you're safe. And after you play this game, I'm going to be so celebrate you. I'm going to be so happy with you and so proud of you, and that I'm here, and there's nothing to be afraid of because nobody is judging you, especially not me. And after I did this, I started to get a bit emotional, and that's when I knew, like, this is the wound, this is the part that I'm working with within myself. And I know that if I start crying or getting emotional, because that's a really good like signal from my body that I've touched something tender. And yeah, after that, I went to the game. I still felt nervous, okay, and I lost every single game at that paddle tournament, okay? I lost every single one. And there was something quite poetic about that, because I spent so much time gearing myself up for this, only to lose every single game. And you know what, guys? I just want to say something. I'm so proud of myself, even though I lost every single game. And I think this is the important part, is to be proud of yourself regardless of the outcome, because, you know, I had loads of fun. I got to play with my colleague, who is just great. Like, she was amazing during the game. And on top of that, like, I think I was meant to lose. I don't think I was meant to win these games, because I don't think the purpose of this was to see how good of a paddle player I actually was, or to prove to myself that I was good at paddle. I think the whole point of this experience was to lose and not abandon myself, even though I've lost, even though it's not a good or positive outcome. It's to support myself unconditionally, because I deserve it, because I'm worth it, and to not tie that to my worth, not tie the outcome of what happens in this one game, one external event that is otherwise, in the grand scheme of things, insignificant to my life, is to not let it define if I'm enough or not. And that's what it was about for me. That's why I'm so happy I lost because I think if I had won, it might have given me a slightly different message. I wouldn't have gained this kind of resilience from it. And that's what it's about. It's like, this is how you build resilience. It's not just like winning and doing like, getting good outcomes all the time. It's from when you have those hard times or those bad outcomes, it's a chance for you to build a relationship, a stronger relationship with yourself. And it's a chance to show yourself and to prove to yourself that you can take risks, you can do uncomfortable things, and you will still be there for yourself regardless. And it won't make any difference to your worth, and that you've got you, and that you have this self-trust, so that next time this really protective part of you tries to step in and prevent you from doing things that would bring you joy, it has more evidence. Those neurons are reconnected and they formed new pathways, and there's new evidence to show that actually we can do this and be okay. Like, we can take risks and it's fine. And that you'll be there to comfort yourself anyway, that you've got you, even if you fall, it's okay. And I think that's really, really key, honestly. And I think I've cracked the block to my procrastination. I'm going to try that with a lot of other activities. So it really helped me, and I felt wonderful, even though I'd lost like 6 games. Okay, it would otherwise be embarrassing, right? But I was not embarrassed. I didn't feel embarrassed. I was like, this is amazing. I'm so proud of myself. I'm standing here and I fought till the very end, okay? Even though I lost every single one. And I don't even think I lost because I was necessarily a worse paddle player than some of the other people. I don't think that was true. I actually think some of those games were so close I could have easily won them, but I just don't think I was meant to win today. I don't think so. I genuinely think there was a reason I lost today, and it was an opportunity that the universe was giving me to be there for myself despite this loss. And I'd encourage honestly speaking to that protector part of you, because we all have them. We have them. They take many different shapes and forms in many aspects of our lives, where we feel like something internally is getting in your way of you reaching your full potential, because imagine if I had let that take over me, which I have done previously in my life. Like, I have actually let that part of me convince me. I've let my ego, or parts of my ego, convince me that I didn't want to do something. And imagine, like, that's not letting me reach my full potential. I'm never going to know what I'm truly capable of if I never try. So I think that's the biggest lesson for me today, that I just really, really wanted to share with you all, and that I'd really implore you to have those conversations with your protector parts, because we've all got them, and when we undergo something like trauma or difficult experiences or disappointments, sometimes our psyche, it does fragment, and those protector parts, they form an identity, and we cast them into the shadow, and they control so much of our life subconsciously. And then we wonder why we procrastinate, and why we don't do things, and why we don't want to, and why we're afraid. And it's like, actually your brain is very clever. Actually, most of the time it's wired for survival. It's those protector parts of you are wired to prevent you from getting hurt. But with that comes the negative of also preventing you from experiencing things that would bring you joy, things that would allow you to reach your full potential, having new experiences and gaining so much from those. So, I'd encourage anyone to, have a think about what protector parts are activated or active in you, because I love today's experience. I mean, like, now I love it, right? It was difficult at the time, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on it because I thought it was eye-opening and honestly amazing. I'm so proud of myself for these games that I lost. Yeah, that was my first paddle tournament, but you know what? I did it. So it's great. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining me on the 4th cup of coffee again. Nice to have you guys here, and I hope I see you in my next video. Have a great rest of your day and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.